Hey guys, Jedham's1 here for some Minecraft PS4. I mentioned last night that the series would be returning, and obviously very quickly. I'm sorry for getting. I've been having camera issues apparently right now. Seems like everything is just trying to mess up on me today. Alright, so, as you can see, this is a totally different house. As you can see, there's a TV right there, and it's nighttime also, so I might as well. There we go. So basically, I'm going to give you guys basically a tour now of what the world is now, basically. I know I said basically like 6 times now, including the one time I just said it. Let's see here. Let's see if I've got any food in these furnace here. Yep. Got that, so while everybody else is going in there. Still not enough to heal, so I'm going to have to wait a minute on this stuff. Alright, there we go. All set. So, as you can see, this is kind of like a dining room, kitchen kind of place with a small TV over there. I'm going to start from the top of the house and give you guys a tour from there. Alright. So basically, if you know this area, if you've been on the channel for a long time and have watched a lot of my Minecraft videos, this is Indianapolis. This is actually in the outskirts. It's called Beetle Highway. It's basically the connecting road between Birmingham and Indianapolis. Basically, anything up until the Birmingham border is Indianapolis. So, yeah, basically, it's still an Indianapolis address. There's 2 houses out here. Me and my girlfriend both built houses out here. So this first one here is mine. And we've named our donkeys, horses, and mules and pigs after vehicles we like. So, for example, since the donkey strikes me as more of a full Super Duty truck, well, not really Super Duty, but regular old pickup truck. Mine's in the F-150 Platinum. And this random pig here, I don't know where he came from. So this is basically like a garage. There's a bit of a trick to getting into. You got to kind of hop down and then go in. So as you can see, it has my address, 420 Beetle Highway. Alright, once you come inside, again, there is no windows. I have 2 dogs, Jeff and Onyx. His name is Jeff. Jeff. Anyway, there's my clock that I had in the old house. And then the anvil. All this good stuff. And then again, you go downstairs, use the dining room kitchen area. There's another pathway with a spiral staircase, which I thought was a pretty neat touch that I did. That's what we found 20 minutes to build. Come down here to this theater room, which has seating for, I believe, 24 is the maximum capacity with this humongous TV here. So, that's basically a quick little tour of my house. I want to show you my girlfriend's house. It's not really finished yet. She hasn't furnished it at all, besides her bed. But it is really nice. She actually worked really hard on it. The only thing I helped her out with on that one was actually giving her materials. So let's go pop over there and check it out. Alright, so the good news is though for her, she made it like walking distance from my house. I can literally just come up the road. Here's her driveway, and she also has a truck, as I refer to it. It's really a donkey. And it's a 94 F-150, because that's, oh, well, I originally had a 95 F-350 in the game here, which was also a donkey. So here's her house. Lined wall to wall with glass and this awesome glass roof. Me and her actually designed this house. Like, she designed the basic floor plan for it, and then all the glass work was done jointly between me and her. I did the glass. She did most of the glass roof, and then I finished it off for her. So yeah, there's her house. So there is a lot of new stuff down here, especially, I don't think I ever mentioned Seattle, which was another city that was made when this world was first created, back about 2 years ago. So we're going to head that way. I'm not going to get my truck, or donkey. And as you can see, if you've been on this channel for a long time, you'll know the hotel here was never really great. It was never really finished. I did finally get the time to come in here and build it the rest of the way. So as you can see, it still looks the same in the interior. Still a front desk room. Still lacks lighting most of the way. We come up here, there's only 4 rooms, which is all good with me. So Makes it a little simpler. Now this is the newest room I just added in, floor 2, room 2, I think is what this one's called. It's the biggest. Then you get a really commanding view outside. So that's basically the new hotel look. I probably am going to expand and add more rooms later, but I haven't really decided yet. Have to figure that one out later. I'm also going to have to get some windows put up. Alright, so that's basically it for this area. The mortar rail has finally been finished. I had to loop it around from Foxborough into Green Bay and now back here. And I just realized that really the only way you can get to Seattle now is to walk. Like, take the train, like if you live in Foxborough and for say want to take the motor rail, you have to take it to Indianapolis, get out of the station, and make the 2 to 3 minute walk to Seattle. So, dang it. As stated, everything's trying to frustrate me today. Except surprisingly Gran Turismo. Trying to get the camera refocused. It should be a little bit better now. Alright, so we're coming off of Toledo Street, which is the street that leads to the Toledo Highway. Now you basically have 2 choices of how you're going to get there. You can either come up here and turn left and go up this road right here. That leads directly up there. But I'm going to show you guys all the cool stuff around here. There's the monorail that actually loops around from Foxborough through Miami and Green Bay. And it goes all the way around behind the Indiana football stadium and all the way around on the road here alongside the Toledo Highway all the way into what I call France. And you'll see that in a little while as well. So you come up here on Main Street, get in the middle lane, of course, returning, and then you turn onto, I think, Colt Walk. Then you can just keep on going past here. And as you can see, there is a road called Seattle Highway, which is right next to what we call the Shaft. It's actually a, giant area of cobblestone that me and Liam Baum Gaming paved through and came to mind. This is actually the majority of the concrete cobblestone used to build that tower over there was from. I think that's where that was from here. The roads and stuff though here, like this highway, no, was not actually paved from Shaft cobblestone, as I say. So yep, there's the Welcome to Seattle sign. I put that up 2 years ago and it has not budged. So I basically just colonized this area the other day. So basically you have a choice of 2 streets really right now. East Avenue, which leads to basically the only building here. The Seattle Tractor Trailers Sales and Rentals. You come in here. There is the name tag office. That's really about it here. Yeah. And then over here on West Avenue, my girlfriend just built this yesterday. She, much like me, kind of carrying that Southern trait carrying that stereotype that most Southerns are very heavily Christian. That is actually a pretty true stereotype. So me and her built this church building yesterday because the world does not have a church building, and we thought it'd be kind of a cool addition to have one. Just to say we had one because we already know no one's really gonna go down here except for me and her. It's not finished. As you can see, there's no doors, no seats, no windows, no nothing. But it's a pretty good marvel. You know, she designed it and I basically built it because she really was wanting to work on something else, which we got started on but never really got to work on. But alright, so let's head out that way. I know I haven't really I don't think I really showed you guys really a lot on this world, especially here in the Seattle area and this outskirts of Indianapolis areas, like the area my house is, and the Clemson football stadium is in this world. Which I know you're about to say Clemson doesn't play in Indianapolis. Well, I ran out of ideas. I wanted Clemson in this game really bad. The only option I really had was putting them in Indianapolis because I was running out of city space. But of course now I can kind of blow up that stadium or tear it down or whatever because I did do a full map journey a few weeks ago, and was able to find some pretty good space to build Clemson, South Carolina. So here's the current Clemson stadium. Really nice. It's furnished a little bit, you know. The stands are a little bit uneven, but you know that's how it should be, especially when you're on the road. The press box doesn't have a door, and it's got two lights, and it produces a relatively good view of the field. I mean, it could be worse. The stadium was kind of built last second, so it was not really the greatest job. So yeah, this is what they call Super Bowl Boulevard. There used to be a water racetrack out this way, which was just like a giant pool filled with waves. It was actually right in here where this giant hole is and stuff now. This is basically where the track was. I tore it down and actually used a lot of the cobblestone from the racetrack to build Clemson Stadium over there. Alright, so let's head out towards what I was really wanting to show you, and that is what I call the European Expansion Project. It looks like it could be going in the nighttime here soon, so we're going to stop by my house on the way and go to bed. Now, I'm going to give you guys a brief run through on what the European Expansion Project is. It was a project designed by me and Liam Bond Gaming a couple months ago, to expand other areas outside of our little United States area, which basically this was about as far, I believe, west as you could go at the time for our world. And we decided to do what we call I've probably already mentioned 5 times now, the European Expansion Project, where we started colonizing new countries and naming them after like European countries. The first to do that was Britain, which if you saw in the last Minecraft video, it was we were building up London. That's because we had just started the expansion project and had actually just gotten there to Europe, to Britain, and colonized London, and as well as a small city called Whitby right on the harbor. Now, ever since then, I myself colonized a second country in the expansion project, France. I'm going to kind of give you guys a bit of a tour on that, and by truck instead of walk, because it does take quite a few minutes to get across if you're walking. Alright, so we're going to hop in my donkey truck thing, open up the gates, and let's get on our way. Alright, so basically the only way to get to France right now is either take the British harbor and go to Britain, travel through the English Channel, and cross the border there. But I developed a dual carriageway system or highway to get us in between Birmingham and France, as well as Britain now, after expanding that road. So basically you'll get to Birmingham here on the standard Beetle Highway, and you just cross over onto this dual lane road. The motor rail also follows this trail. You'll see there'll be railways right beside the roads the entire time. So here is the French border police control check thing. So you just stop here. If this world gets heavily colonized, there will be a police officer dude standing by to check out your stuff, and then you'll be on your way. As long as you're not carrying TNT and stuff like that. So you just continue along these French highways. We'll start off by showing you the latest city, which is actually a long way away from here, believe it or not, Le Mans. You can kind of tell where I got that from if you are really close with me. So this is actually what I call the Skyway project. What it is, it's like a giant air bridge. It's got support beams and everything. They're really wide spaced out though, so it looks really stupid. But this actually goes past Atlanta and Foxborough. It goes right around the two cities. As well as Paris has also been added. I'll have to go into detail. As you can see here, if you look over to where the cursor is right now, that's actually Atlanta you're looking at. Athens and France are relatively close. Almost fell off. As you can see to my right, if you kind of look out of my peripheral, that's Paris right there. We'll get more in detail as we get there later on. The road to Le Mans is exceedingly long. I was trying to find the perfect space to build a racetrack and now a farm for my girlfriend, which is the other thing she wanted to build yesterday alongside that church building. So we got that done. This area is filled with lots of space. You can go down here, and there's actually going to be a village set up around here soon, where you can buy stuff and sell stuff and all that good stuff. It is surrounded by water, so there might be like a swimming pool place or something like that. But here, down on the bottom here, this is actually the farm we designed yesterday, me and my girlfriend. Here's actually the crop area. Now, I know it's really small, but you know it's a work in progress. You continue down this road, however, you'll find what'll basically be the grounds for the village later on. And later on a racetrack will be added as well to mimic the actual Circuit de los Arce. So this is basically be where the village is. Alright, so that'll about do it for this part of France. Now we're going to head over to Paris, back on the Skyway. You can kind of see my golden Eiffel Tower thing in the distance. Alright, Going back uphill. The reason it's a skyway is because I had a lot of problems with getting through these giant jungle trees because they would block up most of the passage. So I built the skyway project up to make it easier to get across. I think there's another skyway up ahead that for just a Martyr rail, which switches in the European expansion project areas to the Trans Europe rail. That starts off actually at the Paris station. It lifts up and then turns from a regular lift hill to the skyway bridge, what I refer to as the Paris-London bridge, and it takes you straight into London. It goes around basically every other city, including Wales. So we are getting closer back into what's basically mainland France. You can kind of see the desert up ahead, a bit of Birmingham off to the right. Alright, so we're going to turn back onto the main French highways. We'll be heading towards Paris. Now, if you look down to the left in the lower peripheral, you'll kind of see some of the rails. The Trans-Europe rails. We're actually about to get ready to switch elevations again. The rail will actually stay up in the air while we'll go down a hill. As you can see now, we're up here. We're underneath the rails now. Now we're back up with it. Basically, once you get into Paris, you get to Main Street. And on Main Street, you can just continue down and get to the Eiffel Tower, which doesn't really look like the Eiffel Tower. I did a really cruddy job in building that. You get to the Louvre Art Museum. Now, this was actually a brand new edition that I did. You know, it's got art, so it's a museum of art. I like this one. It's actually my favorite piece out of the entire one. Museum thing. Alright, so that's Paris. Now we're going to go ahead and look at the streets. The Louvre is over here, as I've already stated, and Stine Street, which you can probably tell if you watch Vanos where I got that from. So over here is the Paris Trans-Europe rail station. It drops off into here, and then if you follow it, it goes to another sky bridge. There's signs on both sides for trains coming to and from London. Alright, so we're gonna... Oh, that wasn't good. That was a nasty drop there. Alright, so we're just gonna continue on. Yeah, trapped in a vine. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and head on towards London now. Now, a lot of people know that London used to be actually where I lived in this game. Especially if you played on this world a lot with me. I did used to live in London for a short time period. I'll show you the house I actually lived in. So here's the English channel tunnel. And then basically once you cross into here, you're in Britain, but you have to change road sides because it still continues that whole dual road design. We're gonna, as you can see, there's the other sky bridge that actually comes from the rail. So I did expand the motorway 1 or M1 to turn here onto this road here on our right, which is West Road on the outskirts of London. And here's actually the house I actually used to live in when I was here. The windows have been smashed, but it's a relatively small one-level house. I did it kind of as an economy thing to save material and all that good stuff. So we're going to get back on the M1 into main London for some little stuff. You probably remember when we built London a few weeks ago, the London Bank, the London Horse and Pig Superstore, and the Super Future high-end horses. I never really got to colonize those. So we're going to head up here towards the Mine of London. And once you get past the Mine of London, you can kind of loop around over here and find the London rail station. Now this actually goes through downtown London and around Liam Bomb Gaming's house, and then we'll hit the Sky Bridge and take off towards Paris. Alright, so that's it out of here. So let's go ahead and head on back home. As you can see, I'm basically on the rails right now. So yeah, that's basically what's been going on and why there hasn't been many Minecraft videos. This world's been heavily facelifted. You know, there's probably going to be more European expansion stuff going on. I can really get to work here on some really cool looking stuff. I have to build around France. What all good was that though? So, I mean, there's no problem at all. I can really get to work now with all this stuff. I'll get back into France. That means now, though, if I do build a lot of stuff, that there will be a lot of time periods between Minecraft videos, and I'd like to apologize for that in advance, because this is actually, I know, a very popular video series. I've seen a lot of views. I've seen more views on the Pokemon and Minecraft videos than any other video series I've ran. I think that's including The Crew, that's including Call of Duty, both Call of Duty series now. The two Gran Turismo videos got a decent bit of views, but not as many as this and Pokemon. Those, which are kind of my two flagship series. You know, I've been working the most with those. But anyway, besides that, VGC Academy is going to be coming back soon. I know I've said that a million times now. But I'm expecting to have my team finished by maybe this afternoon even. And to possibly have another video up for y'all by then. No promises though. I'm not going to say, hey, it's going to be this afternoon, because it's got a risk. I mean, today could be a really busy day for me, which kind of lowers that risk of getting all that stuff done in time. Alright, so let's go ahead and go to bed. Or, nah. Right. Well, while we're waiting, let's go get the food out of the oven, furnace thing, not from the dining room. Alright, I'll throw our new food in there. And go ahead and hit hay. It's not really hay, but it's a bed. It works for me. It's like right in the middle of that transition from day to night. Alright. So I know this has been a really long video, but you know, I just wanted to show you guys what's been going on. So that'll be it for this Adams One video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys again later on.